Alright, I believe it is live, and it's going to force me to hit mute. Yep, there we go. That was for the ladies. Hello, YouTube Mixer and Twitch. Oh, and Facebook too. Don't forget Facebook. We can see your chat, but for some reason you can't see any other chat than like what's right here. Right over here.
Yeah.
Like, 36, 24, 30. Anyway. We were going to do a one-shot tonight, but we decided instead to talk DnD. And hello, Muscal. You can wave.
Oh, sorry. I'm just getting the... Hi, Moose.
Hello, Muscal.
So, yesterday, if you want me to share your escapades in our Sunday game.
Go right ahead.
Well, hearing it from the DM is not always the best, but I'm sure I can say something. So basically, I almost killed everybody. No, I'm kidding. I look at him because I'm joking. Although I did almost whack you. Like,
yeah.
if he had probably hit
like
all 6 times in that first round, you'd have been
if I wasn't raging
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the. Thankfully, yeah. I would. I kind of feel like given that creature, I feel like it probably would have killed me after like hit 4.
Yeah. So the creature I used is a creature called Starspawn Mangler. It's part of a group of creatures from, and I'm gonna pull this out, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Yeah, he showed me earlier, and they look very Cthulhian.
They are very Cthulhian, but they also have one thing that a lot of other creatures don't have: inter-creature synergy. Like, for example, that Mangler. If there's something else taking people's attention off of the Mangler, it can hide and get its special ability back that basically makes it so they strike you 6 times in a turn.
Yeah, it did that to my guy, and dear God, he almost died. He almost got dead, but thankfully between my character raging and it missing a couple of hits and stuff, I lived.
I actually had a mistake that I made using the Grooze. You see, I thought it was a little weird that it granted advantage on attacking it, but no, that's not what that saving throw does.
Oh, jeez.
It makes it so that attacks against whoever fails the saving throw are done at advantage. So if one of them had come up and tagged you, the Mangler could have mangled you. Or if that had been the case with Cassie's character, and Cassie also plays in that game. I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. Please take lemon water or orange juice, just something. Make sure you push the liquids. Anyway, if I had been using them correctly, but they were only level 5, and these are like the lowest 2 were what I used, and one of them was a CR5 creature. That's the lowest they come. Other than the Grue, which is a quarter. So these little bastards would come up, and their job is to give the enemy a nip. And the bite's supposed to make it so that you're not able to dodge as well, so things that attack you have advantage. Until the start of the Grue's next turn. So yeah, it would have been, horrifying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of glad I didn't do that, but I'll remember next time that I throw them up against you guys. Yeah. Along with more than one Mangler.
Oh God.
But you know, at least I didn't try throwing a Starspawn Hulk at you.
Oh God.
Yeah, they have this one ability that makes them have a psychic mirror. So basically, they're immune to psychic attacks. Like, completely immune. Because of that psychic mirror. And every creature within 10 feet of the Hulk takes... Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Every creature within 10 feet of the thing takes the damage of whatever the psychic attack is. So, imagine, if you will, someone throws synaptic static at this thing. That's 8d6 worth of psychic damage. You take the psychic damage from the synaptic static, and you take another dose of it from it reflecting off the Starspawn Hulk. That's insane.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But, yeah. Their campaign is going off quite nicely. So, I know I'm the first DM... Or no. No. Sean was the first DM you ever had. I'm the first one to have a regular campaign with you.
Yeah.
But, Scorpio, do you have any stories of games you have played in the past?
Or D&D games?
Yeah. Or any paper and pencil role-playing game?
Well, played, I think, a 3rd edition game with someone once.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only got really one story from before I started playing with you guys. I was a human fighter. This was just like a game to show me how everything worked.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 3rd edition, which was considerably more complicated.
Oh, sorry, I missed the last part of what you said.
It was considerably more complicated back then, but yeah,
yes.
Basically, human fighter. She had very low intelligence. Couldn't read, but anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, that was the time. I think I told you about this before. Well, I just got through fighting some goblins.
Uh-huh.
And, well, I had these 2 down goblins. They weren't dead yet, but they were out of the fight. And I had this one chest in the room, and I thought...
Oh, it was a mimic, wasn't it?
No.
No,
Well,
okay.
I needed to take care of these 2 down goblins, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to I think first I tried to beat one goblin to death with the other goblin. Picks up and uses...
Hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Failed miserably. One of them just died on its own. Because its health ran out or whatever it was. So I had this live goblin still. So I decided I was going to try and open the chest with it. I mean, I successfully killed the goblin, but the chest was completely fine.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
And by the way, Muscal, I'm sorry to hear about that. I currently technically have my left ear plugged, but it's so I can hear Scorpio. The other one I just have hanging over my ear so I can also hear Marcus. But that actually reminds me of a story of our Adventure League game. I think I've told you this before, Uzax, with the kobold.
Uzax with the kobold.
Okay, so basically, at one point, Uzax I was feeling sick as hell at the time, so I didn't want to spend too much time talking. So I did something to intentionally get my character captured, and it worked. And they knocked me out with magic. And then I wake up, and I'm in a prison cell, but it doesn't look like they really did much to lock me in. My equipment was missing, and the only thing in the cell with me was a bucket. And you know what that bucket was there for. So
I got a fairly good idea of what that bucket was for.
And so, because I was a stupid barbarian who was also somewhat wise, I'm like, all right, I pick up the bucket, and I'm going to use it as a weapon to bludgeon my way through the door. I raged, did an athletics check, and just smashed through the door. The door just flew off the hinges and against the wall across the way. And then I stuck my head out and looked around, and there was like a bunch of kobolds that had been playing cards that just stopped and looked at me all surprised, and I'm like, and, rolled initiative. I ran in, like, in one motion, smashed one of the kobolds, like, nearly obliterated it, and then hit another one. It went flying, grabbed the dead kobold, the others ran, and I pursued them. They ran past my equipment, and I'm like, huh. I drop the bucket, and then I look at the kobold, and I tie the kobold to my belt, and then grab my equipment, and then I proceed to go down the nearest set of stairs I could find. Now, while that's going on, the rest of the team are underneath the castle that I am inside of, sneaking through a cave, and they come to this, like, big pool that's kind of steamy. And there's just a fucking black dragon laying there. Just a young black dragon just laying at the opposite end of the pool. And, they're like, okay, so I hide here, I hide here, I hide here, so on and so forth. And then I'm barreling down these stairs, and I come up and I see the side of this pool and the side of this young black dragon, and I'm like, hi! And the dragon's like, what are you? I'm like, I look at myself for a second. I'm a half-orc. What do I look like? A half-orc? What's that? Well, I'm half-human, half-orc. And he's like, what kind of human would ever have sex with an orc? And I'm like, that's an interesting question. You see, my mom was an orc, and she led our tribe. And my dad, he was a human, and it was a great honor. And he just shut me up, and he's like, maybe you should tell your friends that I already know they're there. And I'm like, what? My friends are here? And I just step out of the tunnel I was in, and I'm like, oh, hi guys. And they're like, what the fuck? And then he gets up and starts to fly and begins to motion like he's going to attack them. And I throw the kobold at him. So I throw this fucking dead kobold at this dragon, and then proceed to have the DM almost kill me by just using its acid breath on me, because his first attack on anyone who did anything ranged was going to get the breath. I got the breath. And it was fucking great that I did too, because anyone else would have fucking died. Oh my god. I also, on the same character, arm wrestled that black dragon's brother. Uzax is weird.
He is. But we love him for it.
Yes. He's the reason why the show is called Dragon Maul Z.
Indeed. Named after his signature weapon.
Yeah, his signature weapon, which he doesn't have anymore.
He'll
Because
get it back.
maybe, if the campaign ever picks up again. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't, we can always have it show up again. Maybe it'll find its way into the hands of someone else.
Marcus is currently on the crapper. Thank you for asking. And what's handy is, it looks like I'm looking at the chat, considering where I have it. It looks like I'm reading it off of the screen. You just ate it! You haven't digested it yet! How do I know, he says. Aren't you glad we're not playing right now? No? I know, I wanted to play too, but I kind of like just having a fireside chat, so to speak, with you guys.
Yes, we are talking the Dungeons and the Dragons.
That's what we can call these. Fireside chats.
We have spoken of the dungeons and also the dragons.
Yep.
In this one episode alone.
Oh yeah.
So it's very much accurate to the name of the game, which is Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah. Man. So, that all happened in the, I believe it was Tyranny of Dragons? Or Horde of the Dragon Queen. I think it was Horde of the Dragon Queen. I think Tyranny of Dragons is the second half of it. That starts after level 7. But, yeah, the DM decided, that was for the ladies. Excuse me, that's for the ladies again. Have I ever had a bad D&D session? I'll answer that in just a second. I'm going to finish what I was saying. Yes, I have. And it was actually in a prior edition. The players didn't want someone who was as young as I was in their game, so they basically killed my character. I was playing a Kender, so it didn't help. And if you're wondering what a Kender is, basically, they look like children with really long ears. They're related to halflings, or hobbits, if you're kinky. And their particular quirks are, they are literally completely immune to fear. I was like 12, maybe 11. But anyway, they're completely immune to fear, and they are also kind of kleptomaniacs. They live in a society where object ownership is not a thing. So when they go out into the world, they still believe that is to be so. But they're never rogues. They are never thieves. They just happen to be like, oh, hey, you're not using it, so I guess I'll take it. Oh, hey, look, a rock. Oh, I like this rock. It's pretty. I'm going to put that in my pocket, too. Oh, hey, my friend dropped their earring. I better hang on to that for them. That's kind of how they are. Like, they just pick things up and put them in their pockets. But, yeah.
Sounds like a great way to get full pockets.
They actually have special pockets. And this is back in the days of 2nd edition. So, you know, they were already starting to get extra complicated. Thankfully, not as complicated as 4th edition. And not as complicated as 3.5. Because, egad, those editions. Oh. 3 and 3.5. I'm not going to say they're bad. They're just very complicated, and you kind of need like an engineering degree just to make a fucking character. The problem with that is it also kind of carries over to Pathfinder, and people crow about it having, you know, a lot more options, but the problem is then you get decision paralysis. Because you're like, oh, I have so many options, I don't even know what the hell I can take. So it ends up kind of being a mess. But Pathfinder, in my opinion, from my experience, does better in games that have a lot of combat and not as much, like, exploration and political intrigue or a lot of, like, direct roleplay between the players and NPCs. Whereas 5th edition actually does very well at that. At least in my opinion. My sinuses are going because of the chili. So, how are you? How are you?
How am I?
Much better.
Much better, okay.
Just all of a sudden, it just hit me. It was just like, oh god, I need to go.
And Scorpio?
I am also good.
Awesome.
I'm also good. The good things, yes. I'm enjoying an extra 2 days to my weekend.
Yay!
Hey, I got paid holiday days. I'm gonna use them.
Even better.
I am using my entire vacation for the week before and the week after my wedding. Hello, HD.
Hi, Cat. Hi.
You know, seriously, HD, I would love to have you show up for an actual game. Like, seriously. Next time, next Monday, if you've got the chance to be home at least 7:30 p.m. so we can get you set up on Discord, I would love to have you on. Although, you might have a little trouble reading the character sheets because the text is kind of small. Of course, you can also
zoom in on it.
Yeah.
There's
And
stuff
he could also have his husband read it.
True.
Lord knows you've been around my channel long enough that, you know, you as a special guest would be fucking nice. Now the question is he watching me muted or not? Holy shit. Every time I make chili now, it's better and better. It's like I'm perfecting my design. Sort of. It's more like a stay-in honeymoon, where we just do whatever the fuck we want for a week and not have to answer to anyone. There's going to be semen all over the place. She's going to be at her mom's.
Oh, Jesus. There's a certain purple is shitting with watching come on his vids.
I will. I have to watch them in bulk. But, you know, not everybody comments on my stuff and not everybody shares my stuff. The difference between yours and mine is one view for like 30 seconds is like 90% of your video. Like you have really short videos. By the way, go check 2A HD Cat out on YouTube. He's also been my my only Patreon for like over a year, probably more. Yeah, exactly. I need to watch them in bulk because I have to. Like, if you put them in a playlist, that would be awesome. Like, if you know how to do... Oh, awesome. High five.
Yeah.
He got the invitation today.
I saw.
Yes, remember, it's +1. It's a +1 invitation.
I know.
That was... I'm bringing it back to D&D.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Ha 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 ha.
I had a feeling that's probably what you're doing, yeah.
My man titty itches. Alright, so... fuck it. I will show you guys how to make a playlist on YouTube. Now, I'm just gonna... there's not much I can do to avoid this.
Oh hey, I think I'm sub to that guy as well.
Yeah, it's HD Cat. You've known him quite a while too. So as you see, I've got a shit ton of playlists. Okay, maybe not as many as I'd like, but this video is going in it too. So, we will go to. God damn it! I don't want to do the YouTube Studio Beta, but it forces me. Because YouTube. All right, there you go. See, pretty. All right, you go to videos. I don't think it allows you to do it on the beta, but there is a way. Yeah, down here is Creator Studio Classic. Boop. And I'm just gonna skip because the ability to do it is not. Come on, go. Alright, so, playlists. Bing. And, by the way, these I need to delete. Because I already downloaded my own versions of these to be able to use while I'm dungeon mastering outside of stream. So, anyway, new playlist is a button right here. And then you make a title. And we'll just do testicles. And then it brings you to this screen. Edit. And then, just so that I can throw videos in without having to hit add videos, playlist settings, auto add, add rule. We will put... Actually, I've been meaning to do this. Birth of an Empire. In the title. Save. Add 7 recent videos that match this rule to the playlist. Ding! Boom. And... more, no. More, no. Playlist settings. Ordering. Date published. Oldest. There we go. Now it is in order. 1 through 7. I've been meaning to do that anyway, so... And to change the title, I just go back there. Here, let me show you again. There's a little pen. The pen is mightier. The pen is mightier. I don't have access to the chat if you guys are talking, so I apologize. Birth of an Empire series. Exclamation point. There we go. And boom. And I can add a description, but what am I going to put? This is a campaign where I pull shit out of my ass to torture my players. No. But, come on. That's all I had to do. So, now, when we go to my channel, back to Creator Studio. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Your channel. There we go. Load, you son of a bitch. And now, playlists. Why does it have like as my first fucking playlist? Fuck you. Anyway, Birth of an Empire series right here. Oh, and it also shows playlists that I have as private, which I still need to remove those, because I'm not going to be using them. Oh, and this one, the Cathedral, is the villain group from my Sunday campaign, which is my baby. Alright, getting off of that and back on here. Custom thumbnails. You might not have the option because I don't believe people have that right off the bat anymore. I believe that's something you have to get through through people actually subscribing and views. I think it's mainly a subscriber thing. In fact, let's Google that shit. How to unlock thumbnail changing in YouTube. Or maybe it only works this way. Were there not... Oh, how to enable... There we go. How to enable and upload custom YouTube thumbnails. This is probably old, but I will read it anyway. You know that little picture that you click on to watch a video? Sometimes the image that shows up is pretty unflattering. It's usually someone with their mouth open or their eyes are closed. Don't let this happen to you. Normally, when you upload a video to YouTube, they give you 3 choices for this image, which is called a thumbnail. Very option, none are great options. But you can unlock the ability to upload a custom thumbnail just by verifying your YouTube account. So make sure you verify your account, because you can't do that at all if you are not verified. That means you gotta give them your information, so they can make sure you're not just some kid who's using his daddy's computer to fap to YouTube porn. And yes, there is YouTube porn. There is YouTube porn. Anyway. And then, after you've done that... After you've done that, it'll give you the option whenever you are in your edit screen on your YouTube video to change the thumbnail. Otherwise, you will not have the ability at all. Oh, okay, so you are verified. Okay, hold on. Then in that case, what I do And let me go back. Back in the saddle again. I'm back. Alright, we will go to a video. Load, you son of a bitch. And alright, so I'm just gonna show back here, and I'm just gonna go to this one. Oh no, I'm gonna get a copyright strike again. So you should see something like this. You should see something like this. If you don't, then you're in YouTube Classic, the Dashboard Classic, Dashboard Confessional. Woo! Hold on. Just checking to see if you had said anything. And then you just click here, and you hit change, or you can download what you have as the thumbnail. Which reminds me, I need to download a whole bunch of my thumbnails on my work computer, which I shouldn't say live on YouTube. But it's what I use for my background at home, and it's what I want to use on my background on my work computer.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like I'm downloading viruses and shit.
Yeah.
Although, you know, nothing I do on YouTube is viral.
Neither is any of my stuff, so I'm right there with you.
It's more like a bad case of the sniffles. A little vitamin C will... I don't know. I don't have a joke for that. But I am all about that vitamin D, if you know what I mean. I'm kidding. That was a dick joke, children.
What do you mean, dick?
But, yeah, you just go to that part, and you select change, and it'll bring up your menu for how to change shit. And I've got itchies in my ear. Right now, everybody's on vacation, so I don't really mind people not showing up. But you just look for it like you'd look for any other picture or file on your computer. You know, I am just happy that I don't spend too much time on my videos anymore, because I just don't have the time to spend. Excuse me. Ugh. I just really do not have the time to spend on it anymore. Especially considering I work a full-time job and then travel almost an hour every day, both directions to get to and from. And, you know, it's nice to be able to spend time with Cassie as well. So I don't really have the time to do all the maintenance that I probably should be doing. Maybe throw up end cards or end screens for all of my streams that nobody will actually watch, because they'll get all the way to, like, where I say, now get the fuck out of my house, and then click off the video instead of listening to everyone else say goodbye. People. Give people a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah, people.
But yeah, that's how you do that. And we are not talking about Dungeons and Dragons now. God damn it. Fucker.
Yeah, we are getting distracted.
Distractions!
Yeah, he convinced me on a natural 20 to go off on a tangent. By the way, thanks to Kelby Lurson's player, John, I have a bunch of little dice bags that I have separated out my other dice sets, so I don't have to dig through them. I don't do knitting.
Oh my.
But, you know, I've got one with a scorpion on it. I've got, it's got a doggy.
Is it doggy?
and a dragon.
Oh, how appropriate.
I have my own art that I make. You've seen it. And a lion! And then, of course, the extra ones that, I don't even know which sets I put in which bag anymore. Hey, should I give him a spotlight? You are in the spotlight!
Ah, got my eyes! Knitting.
So yeah, I use a little noodle light to light things up in here. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, that looks fine. It makes it a little brighter in here, but also doesn't blast the fucking screen.
Yeah.
I love this dice. That is a little die inside of a big die. I would use this for Dragon Ball Z. Well, it dealt 6 damage. It's actually dark. Is that better? Does that work for you?
Really?
Ah!
I got him on fire!
Sacred Flame, bitches. Ask your patron for Sacred Flame today. Eldritch Blast. That was a quote from Critical Role.
Yeah.
By the way, that's another thing you guys should watch if you like Dungeons and Dragons. Although, if you watched Critical Role, you probably... Or if you already play Dungeons and Dragons, you've probably seen Critical Role. If you haven't, you don't know what you're missing. They are fucking pretty awesome. And yes, I do absolutely try to emulate them in a way by doing my... Actually, do you have a cool dice bag?
No, so far it's that silk one that you gave me a while back.
Yeah, that's 1,000 Egyptian threads.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I
That's
don't
a
know
lot of
how many.
threads.
I don't know how many. I just know that we got it and it was pretty. And did you lose it? I think I lost it
my
already.
backpack was on top of it.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Here,
this.
let me bring it up. This is his. I gave it to him. It was a bed sheet bag, but I'm like, I've actually had this for a while. The only reason I switched bags was because Cassie made this one. Otherwise, I'd still be using this, and he wouldn't. So, there you go. Actually, I do have another nice dice bag. It's like mesh, but it's in my car. And I'm not going to go get it, because I'm a lazy fuck. So,
Yeah.
does anyone want to ask any questions about D&D? Because I am quite brilliant when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons.
Come forth and ask your burning questions. But not the ones that are burning too much, because, flammable
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. It's so a D&D patch for you.
That would be cool, but that's up to you. Lord knows I have a P.O. box you could send it to. For those of you that want to send me stuff, it's P.O. Box 247, Shirley, Massachusetts, 01464. Do I expect anyone to remember that? No.
But you can always watch the video back.
Yes, but, I don't even know what time thing to put it on. And I'm not going to tell them. So, HD Cat, have you played 5th edition since the last time I spoke to yo ass.
Oh, well, if he's here, mind you, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably not. Oh, shit. They split the live stream recordings from the regular uploads. Okay. Huh. Aw. Poopy cakes.
Oh, no, he said, nope, no time. He said, nope, no time.
There we go. What the hell are you watching?
Oh, got that.
Mortal Kombat, really? Because I can hear the blood splatter from here.
Right, I'm out of it. Jeez.
Hello, Average Joe Gaming Show. John? I think I just mentioned him, didn't I? I can't remember what I mentioned him for. Shit! By the way, soon I'm getting my hair done.
Yay.
My hair did.
Diddly-diddly-did.
I can't remember what the hell I fucking mentioned you for. Shit. Switching ears because this one itches. Oop. Enchanted Castle? Yes, baby chili. So, I was talking about how you guys were basically shitting yourselves over that black dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And I just sauntered up and chucked a fucking dead kobold at it, and then had it proceed to hurl, just throw up acid all over me. Because it has the word shit in it.
Oh, shit.
And I think that's a new feature on YouTube. Go ahead and hit yes, because, you know. And also, hold on. Ding.
That's just so...
For 8 hours on low. Oh, and Average Joe Gaming Show. Just type in chat again, please. No, because you didn't say shit. And I think it's also because you have a certain thing next to your name. There you go. Notice anything different about your name?
Oh. The moderator.
Yes.
Yay.
Lord knows I have plenty of moderators, but the problem is nobody shares my shit. Nobody shares it. Nobody goes and shares my shit. They all come. They all listen. But they don't share my shit. Are those spanners, Scorpio?
Spanners?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, wrenches.
Where?
Next to people's name in chat.
Oh, yeah, this is what HD Cats say. He said in England they call wrenches spanners.
Or do you call them wrenches?
Yeah.
We call them sort of both, and it kind of depends.
Oh, so you
Okay.
use both terms, gotcha.
So adult diapers are involved. You know, depends.
Jesus, really? boy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I will not deny this. This is possibly a thing.
Well, to be fair, they also call sneakers trainers, which, to be fair, they kind of make sense. Because they're used in training.
Don't they also call, like, rubber pants trainers?
They do?
You don't know, do you?
No. I have a lot of experience with, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Those were a really weird first couple of years of puberty. Nappies or diapers, apparently.
I can't remember back that far, so yeah.
Yeah. It's alright, I don't remember back when I was wearing diapers either. It was a week ago. Did you miss what I just said?
Because you were newborn and... You
No, I
didn't
said it
remember
was
the
a
part?
week ago.
Oh, I heard that, but I was in yeah. Okay. I heard you say it, but I wasn't thinking much of it. So
Yeah, it's like how I talk about how, you know, how circumcision is a horrible practice that they do, but at least they get you drunk first. But why did they have to wait till my 21st birthday? They give the baby a little bit of wine. And then they go, snip!
Ah.
And then the rabbi kisses it because it has to become kosher.
Oh.
So I technically have kosher meat, if you know what I mean.
This is age Christ and a half, dude.
Yes, it's all beef.
For God's sakes. Yes, Cat, we know your keyboard is crap and annoying.
Yes, we know pants are they call knickers are more panties.
Yeah, they're like undergarments.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what they are.
And pants are what we call in the US underwear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Underwears.
But what do you call shorts?
Shorts.
Oh.
Oh, so we use
That's
the
not
same
nearly
term.
as fun.
Shorts
know.
are shorts.
No, I did have someone call my penis spotted dick. I was wondering what that was.
It's a kind
I'm
of...
kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a kind
I
of
know,
pudding
it's a kind of pudding.
With currants and things in it.
Yes, and raisins.
Of course, thinking you have a
Yes.
character with a spotted dick to a degree. Although it's a bit of a hole, but still spotted in a way.
His second hammer got
Holy.
stabbed.
Yes. It
And
has
by
another
second
hole.
hammer, I mean penis.
It's pee-pee. And also who has, apparently I think, are my character as well. Because, you know, reasons.
Yes,
Power.
because I thought it would be the most hilarious thing. That's how I do my my decisions in the games. Like if it's either the most hilarious or coolest thing I can think of at any given time. Like for example, how that combat started.
Yeah.
I just completely winged it. Like I hadn't planned on you guys really going back to that house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make this the coolest combat they've had so far. And I'm going to release information that I've been sitting on. So here they go. So basically, I'll tell the story. They are fighting against a group called the Cathedral. Cassie's character is a former, unwilling member of the Cathedral, who are basically half angel. Well, for those that don't know what an Aasimar is, they're half angels, and they worship celestial beings. Now, they the whole time Cassie's character was thinking they just worship like angels and coatls and unicorns and other celestial creatures. No. They're very much not that. No. What do you call a moose in England? I don't think they have mooses in England.
A moose is a moose. We don't have them in England, we just call them the same name.
Yeah, because there was only one word made for them, because they only existed in the U.S.
And Canada.
Well, this continent.
Yes.
The closest thing we have to a moose over here is probably a deer.
Yeah, and we've got those here too.
Yes. Along with turkeys and horses and other things.
But anyway.
Well, I'm sure we've got different kind of deer.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh dear.
Monkjacks and things.
They're still venison. But anyway, they hit Cassie's character in the previous session had noticed that there were two houses in the town they're in that had the symbol for the cathedral carved into the door jamb to basically signify, if you were a member of the cathedral, that is a good place for you to stop while you were in this town. And she went up to one of them in the previous session and tried to scuff it to try to... She thought... Like, I'll admit, I didn't really describe it properly. Because it was... I didn't say it was carved in the wood. I just said it's just... The cathedral insignia is right there. I didn't mention it was carved into wood, which was my fault. So she went over and tried to scuff it to remove it, thinking it was painted on or something. And I told her, roll a stealth check. She rolled really low. And the door opened, and it was a member of the cathedral that recognized her on sight. A wanker is someone who masturbates.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's also a term you could use for someone who's a bit of a prick.
Yeah. So for them, wanker has multiple uses.
Yes.
It's an insult as well as the other thing.
A description.
Yes.
Either way, it's a description.
It's a multi-describable word.
I'm gonna get up and continue the story.
There was a song that said something about being a wanker. Or something like that.
If you're not a mank, you're a wank.
No, not that. It's just like actually talking about, just talking about the actual act of jacking.
Oh yeah, I think I know what song you're on about, but we're getting distracted from the D&D.
Yes. But yeah, let me get back to the story I was telling. So she got into combat with two of the cathedral members that were at that house, and she killed one. Like, she eviscerated the guy, like fucking obliterated him with what was it? Some blade storm or...
Yeah, it was either blade storm or like blade... It was blade something.
Yeah, basically it's a cantrip that makes spectral blades swing around your body. And the target takes... Or not target, but everyone who's within range takes damage if they fail a saving throw. And she dealt far more HP than he had left, killing him, and then was able to help local guards who were originally going to arrest her take down the other one who said, "I'm going to kill all of you!"
Yeah, that kind of gave them incentive to go up to her instead of Cassie's character.
Yep. So, there was still another house that had the insignia, and they were about to leave the town, and she's like, "I don't want to leave that here, so we might as well clean up as we go." And so they went in. I was expecting them to just leave, but, well, that's not what I got.
I guess Kat has to leave because they're modding Reverend JR's channel or something like that. I guess, but whatever.
Rev JR. It's alright. He's more important than me. Bye. I know you don't love me anymore. He's already gone, so...
I don't really watch that person, so it doesn't mean much to me.
I don't know who it is.
I think it's just someone that he also watches, I guess. So.
Yeah. Yes, I am huge, guys. I am huge. That's what she said. Huge. But anyway. So they go and stake out the location. And when they were staking out, they were asking questions, and I was just making shit up as we went.
Yes, you are.
That is my secret.
Yep.
That is how you can't find my notes, because I make up everything right on the spot.
Yeah, 'cause you're full of
And
shit.
it was still good. You've got something hooked.
I'm well aware of that.
You're well aware from Delaware. Anyway, so they put a bear trap behind the back door. They tried to look through the windows, but the windows had dark curtains, sort of like I have at my house, to prevent people from spying on them. And what was it? You knocked on the front door? Or no. Morthos,
Yeah, Morthos
John's
did.
character, or Average Joe Gaming Show's character, knocked on the door and was trying to be a holy roller, trying to sell, like snake oil salesman
Yeah,
and
pretty
shit.
much, yeah.
And the guy was just like, no, I don't care. And just kind of slowly closes the door in Morthos' face. And, Morthos talks to Surma, which is your character.
I thought you... Sorry, I thought you were asking me to hand that to you, sorry.
No. But thank you.
Yeah, it's like as
New
I was passing...
Amsterdam, I think that's gin. Yeah, Cassie loves that
It's
stuff.
like as
So
I was
do I.
passing to you, I was just like, oh wait, he's probably
Alchemy
just
supplies, yes, because I just implemented Acquisitions Incorporated rules into our game. Because I'm like, you know what? This looks like fun. I'm going to let you guys play with this shit. Because, I'm going to have your bounty hunting thing be totally subsidiary of Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yep.
Which is a you are a subcontractor of their subsidiary OBS.
Yep.
Oben Bounty System.
Yep.
Which is hilarious because I use something called the Open Broadcast software. Yeah, that's why it's funny. Anyway, fuck you all for not laughing. Back to the story.
Sorry, Don.
So yeah, he's trying to hawk some alchemy supplies, and the guy didn't want any of that shit. So he just basically closes the door in Morthos' face. Morthos comes back to talk to Surma, and I have them roll a perception check to hear a scream.
Yes.
Which I believe it was Surma who heard the scream.
Yeah, I heard it, yeah.
Like it was a natural 20, wasn't it? I think?
Maybe not nat 20, but pretty damn close.
Dirty 20. You had a
dirty
dirty 20.
Yeah.
No, everyone rolled over 15, so...
Yeah, so they all heard it.
All of you heard it, and instantly...
Surma kicked on the front door.
You splintered the shit. It just
I kicked the shit out of it.
And the door just, exploded inward, and you guys saw the guy holding someone...
And a knife.
And there was a blood spilled on the ground.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't remember what I had him say, but he just kind of laughed at you, dropped the body, cut his hand, and slammed it down on what looked like a magic circle he was on top of.
Yeah. And then, poof.
And the room filled with dark. And then it closed up and disappeared. The guy was gone, the body was gone, and in its place were Starspawn.
Yes.
A Starspawn Mangler. Go ahead and Google that shit. I don't have a way of showing you because there's not a picture in the book. And Starspawn Grews all over the place. And after they had killed 2 of them, the one that was left giggled, slashed itself with one of its claws, and summoned more. Because that portal's only one way for the star spawn.
Yep.
And the battle continued, and I got to use my new alien battle playlist,
Yep.
and it was awesome. And do you want to tell the combat story?
Well, I know from our side, or at least from like me, from like the side me and Marthos were at, I essentially got the Wrangler right up in my face, and he beat the living piss out of me.
Yes.
Like he
Oh
literally
my
brought
God.
my character down from 51 to 9.
Oh my God!
Yes.
And that was in the first volley?
Yes, that was when he was beating the piss out of me.
Oh my
He brought me down
God!
from 51 to 9.
Because, it was what? 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, and then 7, 7, 7.
Yes.
Yeah. So, actually, that should have been more HP, because you should have had, like... It would have been 10 total each hit.
Well, either way, he just... All I know is that he beat the piss out of me. That's
Yeah,
all
it
I
was
know.
disgusting. But yeah, their meat shield became ground beef.
Yep, or almost did, yeah.
He just Rockied you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Boop, 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 boop.
Well, in this case, he had the multiple arms instead of just 2.
Yeah, the way I described it, it looks probably a lot different from the art. Because I'm having them look a lot more eldritch, at least in my eyes. Like this creature, I don't know how they really describe how it looks in Mordenkainen's, because they just give it a brief description of having more than 2 arms. I just said it has arms all over its back, in every direction, with claws, and its head has a giant mouth with needle teeth, and the top of its head is just covered in eyes that are all different shapes, but none of them are symmetrical. They're like all over, even the back of its head, and they're not even looking the same directions.
I'm looking multiple
Like,
directions, not just one.
Yeah, multiple, and it was disgusting and gross. And then the Grues, the way I described them, and this one actually does have a little bit of a description in there. Sort of like gross ape-like humans. Yeah, you hit him for a 13 heal.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Grues look like, apes, only with like kind of needly teeth and no lips. And every time a Gru got close, the other creature looked like it had like after images all over the place.
Yes.
Because I had to represent that the Grus have an aura that just makes it so that anything that is not a Gru
It's all
imposes disadvantage on your attacks.
Yep.
These are nasty fucking monsters, and I'm so glad I can use them.
Yep.
And they fit for the setting, and they fit for the story, and it's awesome.
Yes.
And they myrtleized them pretty well too.
Yes, thank
I mean, I believe you took some heavy hits too, John, and Cassie also took a few hits. But yeah, that big bastard.
It went down. It went down.
It was pretty absurd.
Yes.
It was one of the few times I used the map, because I wanted there to be a little more gravitas, because this is the first time they're facing this big of a threat, and I used the weakest of them. And if Morthos had not used Sleet Storm, which is kind of a combo he's worked out with Marcus's character.
Yeah.
Marcus's character cannot be knocked prone by anything, because of he uses the Juggernaut barbarian path from
and like the one for being for not being knocked prone is like
it's called Stance of the Mountain.
Yeah,
I
Stance
believe.
of the Mountain. Yeah.
And that's in the Tal'Dorei. God damn it, Tal'Dorei setting guide.
Yeah.
Which was the one that was created by Matt Mercer and a few others that he uses in Critical Role. And basically, Surma can stand in fucking that shit all day and not have any issues. Yeah. And everything in there is just constantly like thump, thump, thump. Like, even the creature with arms all over the place needed to use its arms to stay up. If he had not used that, the liquid wouldn't have dispersed the blood circle that had been put in the ground of this, or the floor of the...
Crowd control spell.
yeah, it's an excellent crowd control spell. It also makes it difficult terrain, so it halves movement, which is why things didn't move around much afterward.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't need to, so it still makes it difficult terrain for you, but it doesn't have the flopping over effect.
The prone, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't be.
Thankfully.
No matter how many times you fail that saving throw. So I don't even have you take it.
So, yay to not going prone.
Basically, you tripod with your tail.
Oh, yeah.
So you just, boom!
Kangaroo, and I use my tail.
And I completely forgot what to give your axe, so... as a special ability, I feel so stupid. I had them roll a saving throw, but I wasn't gonna make it like any higher than like 12.
Yeah, right now all I know is that like the
and it rolled an 18, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah, the two abilities I do remember is that whole health drain thing and the
Radiance.
Yeah,
it's random shit every time.
Yeah, but I know it's like one was healing and the other one was like, I guess like undead or something like that, making a boom.
Well, it wasn't just undead. It was also what's it called? You just dealt extra radiant damage.
Yeah, that too.
But I just do random shit. Hold on, if I don't. Okay, come on. Catch up, phone. Catch up, mustard. Haha. Get it.
Yeah, sure.
Rev JR.
Yeah.
Rev JR. I don't know if that's DJ Rev from Justice Radio. I doubt it. Because he ended up marrying someone from Justice Radio and they created another radio station. Okay, anyway. Oh my god. So much stuff. Oh my god. But yeah, the reason why I'm happy that I named it Sometimes the Darkness Looks Back is these creatures that I had them fight are basically creatures from not Kansas. Basically, the way I described it when... by the way, one of the abilities of the occultant side job from Acquisitions Incorporated allows you to ascertain on a specific check 3 things about an enemy, and it doesn't specify whether it has to be alive or in combat with you, just that you have to spend a minute trying to study it. So I'm like, okay, fine. I will fucking throw this shit out there. Yeah, they are from a very, 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 very far way away. Not necessarily another plane. Not necessarily on the same plane. And I really can't wait until much later in the campaign when you guys fight those kind of things regularly.
Yeah.
But that's not yet. And I also unleashed a revelation that right now Surma is the only member of his tribe.
Who hasn't been mind controlled.
Yeah, who hasn't been mind controlled by the cathedral. And boy, the other thing that I came up with is just going to be beautiful.
I bet it is.
Hold on. My headset just power offed. I'm going to have to reset this thing. Don't say anything, Scorpio. Hold on. I've got to... Okay. Hold on. I've got to make sure... Advanced audio properties. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
It was like Dragon Changer, just hit follow.
Oh, shit.
And this is from...
That's Mixer.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and say something.
Hello, I am.
Okay,
still
good.
here.
It's still going through.
That's something.
So, hi, Dragon Changer. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you following me? I say that to everyone who hits subscribe. But yeah, we're talking Dungeons and Dragons right now. It's alright. Yeah, I noticed. Like, because he said, oh, Dragon Changer. Yeah. So I'm just talking, telling stories, and
other stuff and things.
yeah, I really love the way our campaign on Sunday is going. I really love the way that our Saturday game, Birth of an Empire, which I just made as a playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out, people, in order of episodes.
Very
God.
fun.
Yes.
Very fun. You will possibly enjoy it.
It's okay if he doesn't know. Because Justice Radio hasn't existed since, like, 2011. Yeah. The website went down in 2011. I was going to have the previous owner of Justice Radio on. And I was going to, like, poke fun at him a little bit. For, like, just being like, oh, come on. You let the fucking station die. Dude. I was the last live DJ on that channel. Mainly because I'm a bitch.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, also seemed
I
like,
appreciate it
Average
more
Joe had
than...
to go, so.
Huh?
Also seemed like Average Joe had to go, I guess.
It's alright.
Yeah, just saying.
He has 3 children.
Yes. He has other
He has
obligations
obvious
that are
reasons
kind of
to
higher
go.
priority. His
Oh,
children
God.
being one of them.
Where is it?
Or
There it
3
is.
of them, I guess.
So, so usually on...
You just did Moose. Or you already did Moose, you missed it.
Yeah, he just subscribed. But, anyway. What I usually do on Mondays is I'll do a random one-shot with some viewers, with Marcus here, with Scorpio, so I can literally say, hey, I'm watched all over the world. Not really, that it's because Scorpio's also my friend. But yeah, I include them and whoever else wants to join for a one-shot, and it's always random. I do a random... You're not letting me... I'm not letting you talk. You were going to say something,
No,
Marcus?
I'm just being the weird guy in the corner.
It's okay.
I wasn't gonna say... I wasn't actually getting ready to say anything. I'm just...
Scratching with a back scratcher on my leg, because my leg itches. Bugs. Fucking summer. Anyway, but anyhow,
Yes, all
I do random one-shots. I I roll everything random, make a little one-time scenario, and people play a random character that I create using, and this is, I don't believe it's an official site. I don't know if they're breaking the law by having any of this information, but basically it's like for quick characters.
First
and it's supposed
generation thing.
Yeah, it's called fastcharacter.com, and you can just create yourself a character with like whatever criteria. Scorpio introduced it to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I fucking love that thing. But yeah, it ends up making really weird teams that somehow find synergy.
My fingers are always crossed during the one-shots. I'm always crossing my fingers, hoping for something I like. Something short. My favorite
Yes,
is
I know. I
probably
look like a
goblins
great DM because I have a great face for radio.
Yeah, my favorites when they show up are goblins and kobolds and tabaxis.
Yeah. What about the time you were a halfling? That's also a little one.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
You're more into the really gross or weird characters, huh?
They have a certain charm to them.
Yes, they do.
It's a certain I don't know what. That's je ne sais quoi for those that
maybe,
don't know English.
I guess maybe I like the underdogs.
Yeah.
Or in the Tabaxi's case, the Underkitty.
Yeah. Well, actually, they're
Well,
not really underdogs at all.
I know.
They have like one of the
No.
best fucking abilities in the game.
Kitties.
yeah, I was more talking about kobolds and goblins because they get kicked about quite a bit being
yeah, they
you
do,
know
don't
early
they?
early game
Oh,
enemies.
yeah. Although, you know, if you're a good DM, you can take out like what, level 7 characters
Yeah.
with the right combination. It was what, the third one shot that I did, I think.
Maybe.
Third or fourth, whichever one. It was Cassie's first character's backstory, and basically they had to contend with the goblin specials that were in the Ravnica, or Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, just because I wanted to see how I should use them. So I just, threw a pile of them. What makes a good DM? Being a good storyteller, for one. 2, having a good grasp of the rules and being consistent with them. Even if you use house rules.
Yeah, what he said.
Like, I have a house rule I use where, starting at level 4, spellcasters that have cantrips can cast a cantrip as a bonus action because you've been doing it long enough. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's a pretty easy spell. Lord knows I do things a lot faster if I do it a lot. That's why it only takes me a couple seconds to jack off. That was a joke. It takes me 5 minutes. Anyway, half dragons. It's more like if you want to be a dragonborn, that's fine. Half dragons, I'm not too familiar with how they would be used. Just because I'd rather
They
know.
basically take the. I think they basically take the form of the parent that isn't a dragon. I think
Sort of.
I saw that somewhere earlier on.
I believe they're in the monster manual. Let me whip that out. Zip. All right. It isn't a zipper thing, but the zipper's already open. I'm selling hot dogs.
While you're looking that up, another good thing about a good thing to be able to do while you're DMing is improvisation.
How am I at that?
Pretty good. Just,
I love when people kiss my ass.
it's
Oh
good to be
my.
able to improvise because your players, they're gonna throw a spanner in the works. You got this big battle set up.
Improvise, adapt,
They gotta-
overcome.
They're gonna talk to them. They're not gonna fight them. They're gonna be like, "Hey, dude,
Hey, my
How's it
dude.
going?
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
You know, you have this big old fight, and you players are just, you know, they're shooting the breeze. They're exchanging, you know, recipes and stuff. Yeah, be able to improvise. Be prepared for anything, or not prepared for anything, but able to improvise well is good as well.
Indeed.
So, yes.
Yeah, Dragonborns are from a different dimension. I forget which world that's called, but the world that I basically run everything on has fucking portals to everywhere anyway. So you might see people from Kryn, you might see people from Barovia, you might see people from fucking Timbuktu. Well, not really. More like the Bermuda Triangle. But they'd probably die from diseases because Earth doesn't have the same kind of biology.
Yeah, I know.
Template. It only has the, it doesn't actually say they have wings. Like, I primarily use official stuff in my game, unless I create it. So, if there's, like, unearthed arcana of the half-dragons, then, yeah, I would, but I haven't seen it yet. Till I do, I won't be using half-dragons. Like, I'm not even using them as a villain right now, just because I don't want to have to work too hard for something that they're probably going to kill in, like, 30 seconds.
Or have a nice conversation with, you know how our games go.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah, or have a conversation and a night of a lot of wine and you know, testing the springs in a mattress.
Another weird.
We tend
drow.
to be,
Sorry, go ahead.
we tend to be the opposite of murder hobos. What's the opposite of that?
Role players.
Yeah, that.
It's like people.
Yeah,
that
murder
are
hobos. Yeah, murder hobos and war gamers have a lot in common.
Whenever I hear the term murder hobo, all I can think of is the movie Hobo with a Shotgun.
To be honest, though, it's more like murder vagabonds.
Going from place to place, meeting new people and sticking swords in them.
Yes.
Stabbing them in the face. It's something pointy and not nice.
But yeah, I use... Sure, go ahead. Tell me about your character, Dragon Changer.
Dragon Changer.
I'm just gonna wait until he... Gosh, I wish my calf didn't itch so bad. I think I got eaten alive by mosquitoes when I ran out to get the books earlier. And they only just started itching now, because that's how it always fucking works.
Yeah.
She's still getting used to clothes? Oh, clothes. Yeah, we don't do that kind of RP.
Oh my.
Yeah, the E is elsewhere. The E is for the red tube. I am on YouTube. Yeah, so I don't participate in ERP. Like anything sexual in nature, that would just be something that fades to black.
He prefers the real thing over the written thing.
Yeah, the screen just goes black and then there's animal noises.
Yeah, but it's like not animal noises that make sense. Like, you know, a roaring lion, a sheep, fucking
God.
bat screeching
that
through
makes
the
you think of
air.
all those like other things that have done that. It's just like, the fuck? What?
A cow. And then it ends with, a rooster crowing.
And the whole time it just makes you say, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. But I do make the joke about lizard folk all having cloacas. Because it's fucking hilarious.
I was thinking there was also that response that John says, like, yeah, okay, Mr. Cloaca, when we were talking about the horses.
Yes.
And how mine's big in
Yes.
multiple senses.
But it's also why you don't wear pants. Because you don't need them. You're not hiding anything. It's all just a little thing that you...
Pretty much
It's just where your dick comes from and where you shit from.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird. Lizards have one hole to do all that stuff while we have multiple.
I've done a lot of reading about kobolds. I think they'd probably be one of the other races that'd be able to get away with the whole not wearing clothes
pants.
thing, because in the lore, I've read that
They also have cloacas.
No, I mean, yes, probably, but no, I read somewhere in the lore that they don't wear clothes because they have no concept of nudity. They wear clothes for practical reasons, like I need pockets or it's cold as fuck, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they only wear clothes if they need to. Otherwise, it's just nothing.
Like lizard folk. However, my headcanon is Surma wears like a big poofy shirt.
Yeah.
Like a pirate kind of shirt.
Yes.
But that's all he wears.
Yep, because otherwise, just like, why would I need pants when I could just use a bag or something?
Huh?
It's like, why would I need pockets or anything when I could just use like a satchel or something?
Yeah. And most lizard folk don't even wear clothes at all. Like they'll just wear the patchwork stuff to carry things, like a trophy skull they'll wear on their shoulder or something like that.
I mean, I suppose they wear a certain amount for like armor.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't really need it. They have skin that is armor.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see Scales off a crossbow bolt. Then again, it's D&D. Roll right, and then, hey, you got Scales and stop crossbow bolts. And
in fact, I think they're one of only a handful of races that have, natural armor. I think the others are like turtles, and...
I think Warforged get natural armor, don't they? Or not? Or the equivalent?
Yes, the equivalent. Because it's physically built into them. And, holy shit, there's a gorgeous woman walking into my house. Oh my god.
It's the lady that
You're
does
just in the right angle where I can't see.
He's right behind you.
I feel like that one guy from Naruto.
Which one?
Neji, I believe was his name. The one with the weird eyes. His sister ended up fucking Naruto.
Actually,
And you totally know that he fucking Shadow Clone Jutsu gangbanged the shit out of her.
Actually, I think she's his cousin.
Yeah, she is his cousin.
Yeah, because you initially said sister.
Oh, I thought... Sorry. I watched like 3 fucking episodes. But there was like one scene that I saw of him using the special eye ability, and there's like one spot like right here where he can't see.
I understand, because you said you also had that experience with that one person you married whose kid was like obsessed with it.
She was so obsessed, she'd like just... While we were fucking standing around anywhere, she'd be doing the fucking gang signs. So I'd reply and end with like a finger under my ass and just be like... Because, it's flammable. Dragon's ass jutsu. Actually, you know what? We don't need the lights set up this way, would you mind turning on... It'll be the switch closer to the door.
Okay. Maybe a minute to try and...
And Cassie, you can... Oh, wait, no. I'll leave this light on and give you a spotlight.
Ah!
They can see you now.
Oh, God, no.
It's a nightmare, right?
Ah!
They can see that I'm naked. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
God. No, I think they're going to need therapy.
I'm having him turn on the light so you can get yourself chilly. It turned out fucking amazing.
So I don't think I'm going to need this.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear you at all, but I love you just the same. There we go. Now you can see how horrifying I look. Yes. But I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. Scorpio help.
Stuff.
D&D.
Thank
and
you.
Possibly Awakers.
That's something Warforged don't have, because they don't have genitals at all. They have no need for them. Mainly because they can't reproduce.
I wonder if to them a blacksmith is like a midwife.
Oh god. No, a blacksmith is more like a plastic surgeon.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yes, that's why they go to him, so they can get a fair point. So, for those of you that don't know, his Scorpio's character Halfpint is friends with a Warforged NPC who is huge, named Rhombus.
Huge.
Has one arm that literally ends in a sword, another arm that literally ends in a shield, like there's no hands on those arms, and then two arms that kind of, when they're not in use, fold inside of his torso, and then when he pulls them out, he basically has kind of a Goro arm kind of thing, and he carries around Halfpint like he's a little foo-foo dog. That's his kobold.
Yep.
I just love how I... Go ahead.
He's probably my most well fleshed out character so far.
Yeah, and everyone... Oh god, sorry, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go on.
I think my second most fleshed out one is probably Val, my goblin barbarian, because there's literally only one thing to her. She is just pissed off all of the time.
Yes, she
And that's
speaks
her-
rage.
She speaks rage.
Yep.
Yeah. Half pint.
What was her subclass?
I think she was a berserker.
Rage.
Okay. Hey, you do rage too, but you're a juggernaut.
Yes. And
You're the juggernaut, bitch. I'm gonna hit you with your own pimp. You know, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but one of the things I was kind of sad about when you played Balboa was the Tavern Brawler allows you to use almost anything as an improvised weapon and use your what's it called? Proficiency on improvised weapons.
Oh, okay.
So what kind of made me sad is you didn't say, I'm going to grab one of these little plant things and hit another plant thing with it. Because you could have hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
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 And it would have been fucking hilarious. That would have been some AoE shit.
Yes.
But he has now been relegated to NPCdom. Because he and Cassie's character, Shayna, and Joe's character, Oben, are like some of the main NPCs that I've used for this campaign, because it started in the town where they originally were played. And I just loved the characters so much. And to be honest, you played Balboa without changing my thoughts of him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that makes my life easier if I ever want to use
he's
him.
like the kind of character I'd imagine the guy that just likes punching the shit out of everything would be. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Kind of...
Berserker, tavern brawler.
A berserker puncher, pretty much.
He looks like a combination between Sylvester Stallone in his heyday and Dolph Lundgren in his heyday. Like, if they were, like, genetically altered to be combined.
Keep forgetting Dolph Lundgren was the Russian dude.
Yes, he will break you in bed.
He will break you in like I break in horse.
Yes, he was He-Man. Yeah, really, he was. It was one of the worst fucking movies ever made.
He played He-Man in the live action one?
Yes, and it was god fucking awful.
Although I didn't even know they made a live action He-Man, but okay.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I fucking saw it in theaters and actually watched it a lot when I was a kid, and the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, oh god, this was fucking awful. They literally ran out of money a quarter of the way into the movie and changed the location to compensate. They went to some fucking Nebraska town for the rest of the filming.
Yeah, I remember that film being a thing, but I don't remember anything that happened in it.
Yeah, they changed the entire story so that he came to Earth just because they ran out of fucking money. Probably because Billy Barty might have wanted more money, because he was in that famous little person actor. Did you ever see the movie Willow?
Yeah.
See the movie fucking Willow. It's great.
Yeah, that's the one about the short person that goes on that
yes, starring Warwick Davis, who later became the Leprechaun. I'm scratching my legs again in case you're curious. I'm not masturbating yet.
Another thing we've still yet to see is also Dark Crystal, because I know you've been raving about
Oh
that
my
movie.
god, you haven't seen Dark Crystal.
No,
oh.
like you've brought it up several times, and every time I've said...
Get out of my house and go watch Dark Crystal and
I've been
Willow.
kind of curious about it more than anything.
Really, really good.
I do remember.
We do, but... Oh, well, do you think we'll be able to watch it tonight? If I end the stream, yeah. Which will be 10, because I allot 2 hours to these. Yeah, I know, it's almost 10. So, I guess we're watching that tonight. Now we just have to...
It's a good film.
Oh yeah, it's an amazing film. He-Man, however, god fucking awful. What they did to my childhood gave me hemorrhoids that still hurt me to this day.
Yeah, they bent it over a table and fucked it hard. And
you think it might have been good if they'd had more money?
Probably.
Yes, in fact, they didn't even write a scene for someone who won a contest. So, instead, they just put him in a suit, like, complete with mask, and had him just hand something to Skeletor on screen.
Yeah.
He didn't technically get a scene with He-Man himself. No, he was a helper for Skeletor, but he was happy to do it because he still got to meet Dolph Lundgren, and he still got to meet, I can't remember who it was, now I've got to fucking Google it. IMDb, He-Man movie. Okay, go on. Masters of the Universe, IMDb. Load, you son of a bitch.
The son of beach.
Son of bitch. You son of bitch. Alright, so, Frank Langella. Who, you know...
Ah, the guy that played Dracula.
What?
No.
What?
Huh?
You're thinking Bela Lugosi.
Oh, I'm probably getting mixed up there.
Well, he might have played a
I know he played some. I know he played something horrified. Frank Langella played. Did he play
Skeletor?
Yeah, but I meant more in the old. There's sort of old films with vampires and werewolves and crap in it.
Maybe he
I
did.
know he played something. Hang on a minute. I'm curious now. I've got my Google open. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, I'm on fucking... Jesus. He was in The Ninth Gate.
Yep, he was in Dracula in 1979.
Oh, shit. Dracula. He was in Dracula. He did not say blah, blah, blah.
Don't say blah, blah, blah.
It's one of the better ones as well, one of the better Draculas. Directed by John Badham and music composed by John Williams.
Oh, John Williams is fucking phenomenal.
Oh my god, that version of Skeletor is horrifying. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, the character is terrifying to look at.
I know, but in this case, in the 87 movie, holy shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Where was it? Who was
It looks like they're trying to do a 2019 version of it from looks of it. Unless they kept that Skeletor too. Oh wait, never mind.
Billy Barty played Gwildor,
No.
who literally only existed in that movie.
Yeah, I suppose they were limited with what they could do, because I mean, you got practical effects there. How else are you gonna make him look like some sort of skeleton dude?
Where? Ah, well. Meg Foster played Evelyn. She was gorgeous back in the day. The hell? Who was this? Oh. So that's his name, James Tolkien. I was wondering what that actor's name was. The bald guy who was like the principal in Back to the Future. Don't tell me you didn't say Back to the Future, because I'll have to kill you.
I've seen all 3 movies.
Thank fuck.
You're welcome. And I loved every single one of them.
And it keeps getting funnier every time I see it.
Marty!
No, that's Beetlejuice.
What?
It's Beetlejuice. Don't make me say it again.
Well, it's hard to
You
hear
see,
you since you mumbled
that was funny because I said it twice, and if you say it 3 times,
what, you guys summon Beetlejuice or something?
Yes, but you only said it once. But anyway,
You really, the live action one with what's his face, and it was actually not bad. I saw snippets of it, but
you should have seen the whole thing. It's actually really good.
I sadly never had the chance to see the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually making a sequel to it. I mean, shit. I hope they do. It was really good. It actually inspired a whole aesthetic.
I know.
I mean, the creepy but silly aesthetic that endured to this day, and it's now known more for being used in Nightmare Before Christmas, because that one was all animated, but the aesthetic itself, that was like the first major thing.
Yeah.
And that's all stuff that can help inspire your D&D games. I brought it back. High five.
Yeah.
You did indeed.
Yeah.
You did indeed.
And, you know, there's a lot of things that I look in, like, Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and the Monster Manual. There's a lot of things that I'm like, you know, that would have been, like, something great for this character to fight from a movie, or that character to fight from a movie.
Or the other character to fight from a movie.
But still, I'm very proud of how I used the star spawn in your campaign. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now, I was about to say, you can get inspiration from all kinds of places. You can also get inspiration from watching films. Yeah, you're watching
And
Lord
you
of the
can
Rings.
gain inspiration for role-playing your flaw.
Yeah.
You see, that's hilarious, because that's actually how you're supposed to get inspiration.
How inspiring.
But yeah, in a DMing sense, you know, films and games maybe don't directly copy it, because, you know, they're gonna see what's coming a mile away. Just, you know, certain elements of it, like, hey, let's fight some of those guys. Have we got anything like that? Yeah.
No, doesn't make eye contact. We don't at all. They don't exist here at all. Humans.
Humans. So what is a human?
I don't know what a humans is. I'll spell that just so you guys know why I'm pronouncing it that way.
A humane.
Yeah, inspiration can come from anywhere. You see two cats fighting.
Humans.
Boom, boom, cat war. You know.
Cat war.
Two factions at the back, so you go in at it. In a fighting sense, not the other sense.
Keep your mind out of the litter box.
Too late. Well, it's not like he's like a chud or anything either, so I mean...
Oh my god.
Oh, but that is an idea for a one-shot, though.
Sorry, what? Scorpio?
That is an idea for a one-shot, though.
Cat fight!
Cat fight, exactly. You know, that maybe it'll turn out they're fighting over something ridiculous, like, I don't know, yarn or something.
Exactly.
Hell, we had the Easter one shot. That was pretty crazy.
Yes, and of course we had a murder hobo in our midst.
Yep.
I was trying to do something cute, but it failed.
Well, we did save it in the end.
Yes. And then it ended with something adorable.
Yes.
Because we can be friends. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we not get a copyright strike? That's why I stopped that. Gulp. By the way, one thing, anyone who's going to watch my D&D streams from here on out, if I ever say green flame, I want you guys to type in chat, green flame. Otherwise, I hate you all.
Oh yeah, that's a spell.
No, just green flame.
Green
It's a
flame?
D&D thing.
Yeah, I know.
It shows that you know D&D. And that's how you can have fun with other D&D streams. If they mention green flame, you shout green flame, or you type in chat green flame. That goes for you players too.
Alrighty.
That was for the ladies.
Don't
Although I
type
think
in
they-
blue flame though. That's something completely different.
Yeah, it's like a blue waffle.
Oh God. I'm remembering that when we still went to Chip Shots, and oh my God, that was horrifying.
Yeah, well, you can wash it down with a lemon party.
Oh Jesus, I don't even want to look that up at this point.
No.
And you
don't
can
do it.
share it all with 4 girls finger painting.
No.
Jesus Christ. The main ones I remember are 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and something about children at a playground. And the children at the playground one was
No,
fucking
you're not gonna describe it.
No, all I'm gonna say is that it was painful to watch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, it's not as bad as One Man, One Jar.
Oh, no.
I only saw the first 2 seconds of that, and I stopped before because I didn't want to.
The jar didn't make it.
I know.
That's
I read about it. And
That's all I'm leaving there.
I didn't want
That's the
to
first-
have to bleach my eyes.
That's the first time I've heard about this, and I'm already horrified.
You
Yeah.
should be, Scorpio. You should be.
The nightmares brought about by the star spawn. It's alright. Nobody's actually watching anymore, so it doesn't matter. So we can end the stream early if you guys want.
Oh, wow, unless anyone's got something to talk about for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Penises.
Penises.
I don't know. I was just saying something weird.
Anyone in the
Peanut
Peanut Gallery, aka the chat, have something to ask?
Anyone at all?
It's alright, I can hear the crickets over the air conditioner.
So, Marco, you got any campaign ideas?
Not at the moment, but I'm sure I can think of something.
Worst case, just try to come up with a one-shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
one shot I
it's
can-
very simple, as you've seen me do. I'm pretty stupid, but I can come up with a one-shot. It's probably one of the few things I'm good at. But yeah, just easiest way, find a monster that you like. Even if it's not something that's normally from D&D, like if you find someone else's like homebrew monster and you think, oh hey, that looks pretty interesting. Just, do some research on it and try to fit it into a 2-hour play session where we either seek it out for something or have a climactic clash against it.
Yep, indeed.
Alright, so I am getting exhausted, tired, and if I didn't have a huge gut in my way, I'd probably go face first into the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. Ugh, blood squirting from my nose in every direction.
It's not a problem. It's a safety feature.
Yeah, it's a safety feature because I'm fat. Anyway, I'm just going to end it here. Do you guys want to plug anything?
My channel, Marco Meso.
Link down below in the YouTube description. There's also a link to Scorpio's channel down below
Yes.
in the
Yes.
YouTube description.
Come see my slightly inactive channel, but I've still got a backlog of cool stuff for you to watch.
Yes.
If you like watching stuff which is narrated by a guy that's just talking, but he's a British guy, which makes it cool.
Exactly.
And then you're doing Final Fantasy VII right now, right?
Yes.
And Undertale, or did you already do Undertale?
I've kind of taken a slight break from the Genocide route for Undertale, but I'm still kind of gonna do it. So
Okay.
just gotta try and get my way through my fight with Undyne, which is kind of a bitch of a fight. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, yeah. Dear God, I've gone through the fights way too many times to remember.
Is that why the music kind of triggered you?
Not even that. It's just okay, maybe a little.
Alright, and remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you like to roll for initiative, remember that I love you all. But I need you guys to get the fuck out of my house.
Bye-bye. Ah.
Bye.